DNVR Broncos show, we are giving our final season predictions. What's Bo's stat line going to be this year? What's the Broncos record going to be? Will they be flirting with the playoffs? And then who are our 7 playoff teams in the AFC and our 7 playoff teams in the NFC? We're diving into all of that starting now. The wait is over. The drought is over. NFL football is back tonight, baby. Let's go. And we're going to break down that game tonight later on in the show today. And, of course, break down the Broncos season predictions today on the DNVR Broncos podcast, live from the Toyota Lounge inside the DNVR Bar. The Toyota Lounge is, of course, driven by your local Front Range Toyota stores. And our show is presented by our friends over at Bet365, where if you want to get in on tonight's action, check out our friends over at Bet365. Fellas, how we doing?
I feel good. I think it's a great day to have football come back. The weather's already getting fall-y. Mm-hmm. Is that a word? Fall-y?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Not faller, but fall-y.
Oh, yeah, fall-y is way better than faller.
Yeah. So, a little overcast, perfect football weather. I got invited out to a Chiefs bar to see the Chiefs play. I respectfully declined, of course, because I'm a Broncos fan, but
tell me that's
glad
not
to see football.
Tell me that
back.
Bar's not in Denver.
I heard it was.
Wow.
They say there's a Chiefs bar in Denver.
Disappointing.
We need to egg it or something.
Yeah, we should, actually. No, we shouldn't. You guys shouldn't. I ordered coffee and a sandwich this morning from Starbucks, but they took forever, and so I just had to leave.
You got nothing?
No.
Oh, that is...
I had to come here. So I was just like, well, because there were a bunch of people in there. I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense. But
you didn't say, like, hey, I got to run. Is there any way you can just...
So the thing is, it's below my apartment. And
Okay.
so I order like 10 minutes ahead of time, and then on my way down, I grab it, and it wasn't there. And I was like, well, I have time to wait for like 2 minutes. So I like waited for a second to see, and then at that point, I just had to go.
What was your ETA? Did it give you an ETA?
Oh, it always says like 4 to 7 minutes or something.
Oh, so it was past that.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So if anybody is looking for breakfast, if you go to the King Supers...
Whoa. You're going to tell them where you live.
Oh, that's
It's very
smart.
true.
Wait.
That's smart. Just go to every King Supers. One of them will have food that says Henry. You can take it.
There
Like
you
King
go.
Supers with the Starbucks.
Yes.
That's in Denver.
Yeah. You guys can all
Well,
guess.
that's as far as we'll narrow it
You're just
down.
about to out your home.
Wow, that could have been, I really did dox myself, didn't I? That could have been bad.
I had a similar experience just this Monday, Henry. It was Labor Day. I was in the mountains, stopped at Starbucks on the way home, and when we walked in, there was literally like 100 people in there, and I'm like, oh no, this is not good. But the wife really wanted Starbucks, so we order, and we're told right after we order, right after we pay, it's a 45-minute wait.
Wow.
For Starbucks.
That's tough.
And then the desk, where they put the drinks, is about as big as our table in front of us, which I don't know if the listeners can see or not. It was full of just abandoned food and drinks. It was wild. So I know you're paying, Henry.
Yeah. We had like a 45-minute wait for breakfast at this diner in Missoula on Monday. And it's cool now because Yellowstone filmed like a shootout there and like a bunch of people died in the show, so people go now. So we were like, okay, got 45 minutes, went to the mall. I bought a bunch more Grizz gear. I blew like $400 this weekend all on Grizz stuff. It
Big
was
That's a lot of,
I know
that's
it's
a lot
honestly
of gear.
all I'm probably going to be wearing moving forward. But then all of a sudden, like 35 minutes later, they're like, it's ready. And we're like, well, we've got to run back. But it all worked out. Man.
You got your gear, and
Yeah.
you've been rocking it these past few days.
Pissed Singleton off yesterday, that's for sure.
I bet it did.
He said-
Captain
He said, no
Singleton.
questions from you today.
Oh, wow.
dang.
I'm not asking
Did you have to
questions.
call him Captain? Did he
no.
make you?
I wonder, he might like that.
Oh,
Whoa.
Sorry. Sorry.
Todd, did you like being called captain?
Hey, I
Depending by
don't
who?
mind it. Yeah. Wifey calls me captain. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds good,
I
Kevin.
don't mind it.
I love it.
Ooh, also, Alex is doing the tackling inclusion thing too.
Yes, he is.
If you go to his Twitter, you can donate. It's like per tackle. You can do like $1 per tackle, and then all that money goes to Special Olympics Colorado.
well, and the cool thing is you get to
According
choose.
to Alex.
You get to choose. What do you mean? You're
I just a little disclaimer.
the
That's what
money
Alex said.
goes to Special Olympics
Alex says.
Colorado. Jeez.
Wow.
The cool thing about that is too, you get to choose how much you want to donate per tackle. So if you just want to be involved and give something, you can do 50 cents per tackle. If you're a big baller, you can do $100 per tackle. Hopefully, Alex gets up to $200
Wow.
or 200 tackles, and that could be a lot of money. I know he got to his goal last year, which then resulted in him tackling you at the Super Bowl. So fun thing, cool thing that he's got going on there. And we've got a fun, cool show. We're giving our final season predictions, maybe jump into some Seahawks talk, but we're really going to jump into the Seahawks tomorrow because we are doing a Friday show because of Labor Day this week. So we're going to be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. for our final game picks for this week. But let's jump into season predictions, and we're going to get to our Broncos record near the end of the show. So in the Toyota chat, if you're tuning in with us now, hit us with your Broncos record so we can scroll through those once we give our Broncos season predictions. I'm curious if people think this is going to be a winning football team, a playoff football team, or if people rolling with us agree with what a lot of the country thinks, and that this is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Curious what you guys think, as well as Todd just shakes his head at that. But let's start off with Bo Nix predictions. We've talked about what a successful season would look like. We've talked about what we want to see from Bo. But what do we think we will see from Bo? What is Bo going to look like in his rookie season being that week 1 starter, Todd?
I think he's going to be. I think he's going to have a good year. And I know predictions came out, and they've kind of been all around a number, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because people weren't sure if he was going to be the starter. He was technically going through a quarterback competition. But now that we know he's going to be the starter for all 17 games this year, I think that's going to elevate, I guess, his passing totals, his touchdowns, his completion percentage for the year. I think he's going to have a good year. I'm projecting like 3,500 yards as a rookie, so that's a pretty solid year, in my opinion, for Bo Nix.
It's a really solid year. I mean, when the Broncos first got Russell Wilson that first year, when they tried to maximize him, he threw for 3,500 yards as a 9-time Pro Bowler, and he that in his 10th season. So yeah, you would take 3,500 yards.
Yeah.
What is that per game?
Let's do some math.
3,500
quick.
divided by 17, 205,
He
206
could do
yards.
that.
That's
He-
very
yeah,
attainable.
Very doable.
He is playing 17 games, which again, we'll knock on wood, but typically you play like 15 as a starter.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you mean?
I mean, there were what, like 70 quarterbacks who played last year?
Yeah, but we're not
Yeah.
going to start
Okay,
talking
okay.
about that now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We keep
Fair
it
enough.
positive.
Well, I'm
and
just
keep it
knocking on the
rolling.
wood.
Golly.
He's
Yesterday
perfect.
you wanted to talk about how Pat's going to get injured. Today you
Oh
want to talk
my
about how Bo's
gosh.
going to get injured. What is this, Henry?
I mean, you guarantee $77 million. You gotta hope that
Just
in
because
the next
the
6
Chiefs are
years
about
he's
to
healthy.
play, you don't need to start ramping
No,
up,
I
bro.
don't. I don't like the Chiefs.
Oh man,
Actually,
they're gonna have to stop the King tonight. I love it.
I bet a bunch of money on the Ravens tonight.
Do we think he's telling the truth?
This
Did
is
he
something
actually
I was
bet on the
going to
Ravens?
keep to myself, but I feel like I just need to defend myself. Just like in the chat when I said I've got Trevor Siemian and Brock Osweiler jerseys, so no Chiefs gear.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, because you have Trevor Siemian and Brock Osweiler, it doesn't mean you don't have Chiefs gear, but it is good to hear that you do have those jerseys.
Yes, they don't get used much.
Both of Todd's former teammates. Do
That's
you have
true.
a Todd Davis jersey?
No, I
What
did
the
get
hell?
I did get Todd to sign one for my mom for Christmas last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is very
Shout
She
out to
really
Mama
likes
Hank.
that. Yeah.
So 3,500 yards. What else?
Um,
If you don't want to give exact touchdowns to interceptions, you don't have to. But is there like a ratio that you think he's going to hit?
Yeah, I think he'll have, I'm going to say 21 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
Woo, that is really good. I'd sign up for that right now. 3,500
just-
yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Yeah, he just doesn't put the ball in harm's way, and I don't think Sean's going to ask him to very often. And even the deep shots you'll see them take, I know people are looking for more and more deep shots. I think they're going to come in situations where we have a play called, we know it's going to be open, so let's take a deep shot here. Even when I was with Sean over the course of training camp, he only runs certain plays when he know he has a win. Like he talked about this play on the goal line where he knew that every time the other team motioned, he got a certain matchup he wanted. So he knew it was going to be wide open. I think he only tries to run plays that he knows are going to work and that he doesn't like to put the ball in harm's way. I think that's why he was so frustrated with Russell Wilson last year, is because he kept putting the ball in harm's way. So I think when they do take their shots, I think they're going to be well-calculated shots.
I love that. And especially in the red zone, I think we're going to see a lot of RPOs like we saw when Bo was in the game in the preseason. And what was it? What was the first game? Against the Colts, when he just had that easy RPO through the touchdown to Marvin Mims in the front left corner of the end zone. It's just quick, one decision reads, and if that decision's not there to like take the shot for a touchdown, then you just hand it off, or you just tuck it and run, or if a defender's there, you just fall down. I think it's going to be Sean's going to be setting up Bo for success. I totally agree.
For sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think Todd had good numbers. I think there were 16 players with 3,500 passing yards last year. There's 16 players with 21 touchdowns. Right around dead center makes sense. I'll go, just so that they're different, I'll say 8 interceptions instead of 6.
21 and 8.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll give him another touchdown too.
22 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Balance it out.
My interceptions, and I had this number before we even started this. I'm gonna fall right in between you guys. I'm gonna go 7 interceptions for Bo Nix this year, which is incredibly low. I'll go 3,500 yards. I think 200 yards a game is about right. I don't think Sean is going to be having a lot of deep shots. I still think they're going to throw the ball a lot. It's going to be pretty balanced, but you're still going to throw the ball 30 times a game. So he's going to rack up some yards, but it's not going to be 350-yard games left and right, because I don't think Bo's going to be taking shots down the field. I think it's going to be so many dink and dunk passes. But Sean Payton was pissed off, was frustrated, was annoyed. Maybe annoyed's the right word, that Russell Wilson had 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions last year. And you're going, wait, what? He was on his team. Like, shouldn't he be happy about that? He thinks he had 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He probably thinks he had 0 interceptions. 26 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He hates that, like, that number's out there and people are like, oh, why did you move on from Russ? He was great. 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Sean thinks he did that. So I think Sean is going to try to beat that this year. And I think Bo, of any rookie quarterback, including Caleb Williams, is the least turnover-prone quarterback in this rookie class, at least out of the gate right now. So I do think the interceptions are going to be extremely low from any of these quarterbacks that start. He's going to have the fewest interceptions at 7. And I think Sean's going to say, we're going to beat that 26 touchdowns. We're going to have 27 touchdowns with Bo Nix, which is an incredibly high bar, and I feel just silly saying it, but I do think there's going to be situations where on 1st and goal from the 5, he could run it, but he's going to try to get Bo that touchdown, because 27 touchdowns, what would that be? Top 6
8
last year?
people did it last year.
8 people did it last year, so incredibly high bar. Top 4th, or it'd be top 25% in the NFL last year. That's 1.5 touchdowns per game, which is very attainable. I mean, you throw a 3-touchdown game in there, then you can easily throw a 1-touchdown game. If you're having 2 touchdowns one game, 1 touchdown the next game, you're on pace right there. I think Sean is going to have a little emphasis, also to get his rookie some confidence, but I think Sean is going to have that in the back of his mind. So I'm going, he's going to be better than Russell Wilson's numbers were last year, along with his plays going to be better, but his numbers are also going to be better. 27 and 7. And guys, I think that's going to put him in the running for a big award. And let me tell you about that after I give a shout out to our friends over at Bet365, because they're the presenting sponsor of our show. And also a shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays. As Todd said earlier today, the sun actually isn't out today, but that's an anomaly in Colorado. We've got 300 days of sunshine here, even with the fally coming, and then winty coming.
No, I think you have to say it's more of an adjective than it's a noun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So what would I do? Just winter? With winter coming?
It's going to be more wintry.
Yes, it's getting wintry.
And when it's folly and wintry here, you're still going to need sunglasses. And our friends over at Shady Rays have you hooked up, where they're giving you 35% off their polarized sunglasses. And the awesome thing about Shady Rays, they're already very affordable sunglasses. And then they're giving you 35% off if you use the code DNVR over at shadyrays.com. Our friends over at Shady Rays have over 300,000 five-star reviews. So the masses love them. We love them. We're rocking them all the time. And if you want to rock them all the time, go to shadyrays.com. Use that code DNVR to get an additional 35% off their awesome sunglasses.
And shout out to Toyota. This is the
Toyota Lounge.
Yeah. And Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. And you guys know we love our Toyotas, whether from the Prius to the Supra to the Tacoma. I think Toyota has any car for you. And specifically, if you live in Colorado and are from Colorado, I think Toyotas make a great vehicle for Colorado. Trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA. For generations, Toyota has built durable legends destined for greatness and perfect for Colorado. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling the weight of the world, there's a Toyota truck that's just right for you. Like the all-new 2024 Tacoma and the return of the iconic 2024 Land Cruiser coming this spring. Well, it already came, but I think that actually those look dope. I've seen a lot of them on the road now, and I think they did a really good job. You know, sometimes when you like remake a car, it's like 50. It's like remaking a movie.
Yep.
It never, you know what I'm saying? It almost never works. So the sequel is not as good as the first one, but I really think they did a great job with the body style of this one. And you should go check it out because I think you're going to be in love with it. You can visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. They have the Auto Nation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson's Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson's Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR.
Boom, love it. And shout out again to Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 as our presenting sponsor for this show. Okay, let's get into some bold predictions. We've all given our numbers and what we think Bo Nix is going to do this year. Let's get into some bold predictions. It can be about Bo Nix. It can be about other players on the Broncos. And let's have these bold predictions be kind of season-based. If you want something for this week, you can throw that out too. But I will start picking up where I left off. Bo Nix is absolutely going to be a finalist for Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Now, I want to say 27 touchdowns to 7 interceptions is going to win Rookie of the Year because I think that would most years. But if Caleb Williams is like anywhere close to Bo in those numbers, and I think they're really going to try to do exactly what Sean's going to do with Bo, and I think they're going to try to rack up the touchdowns for Caleb Williams, just all the hype around him, and he's the big-time front runner going in. It might be hard for Bo to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wins it this year because I think he and Sean Payton are the best pairing this year out of the gate among all of the rookie quarterbacks and their head coaches or their play callers and the position that they're in. And I think that that dynamic is so important for any quarterback and head coach, but specifically for a rookie right out of the gate. Obviously, Bo's not going to be as good as he was in the preseason. No one's ever that good. Bo said it yesterday. I know that I'm not going to score on every single drive in the regular season because that's never been done before. So he's not going to be that good, but he's still going to be damn good. And 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions is an incredibly high bar. And if he gets there, he's going to be in the top 8 of the NFL, maybe even higher with that. And that's not just rookies, that's everyone. So I think he's going to be a finalist and finish 1 or 2 next to Caleb Williams.
Oh, I love that. I mean, if he's able to pull out those numbers, he'll definitely be a finalist for Rookie of the Year. And hopefully he can win it. I don't know when the last time a Bronco has won Rookie of the Year.
Clinton Portis?
No. Maybe defensive.
Yeah, probably Clinton, right?
Yeah.
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Long time. So that'd be great.
Yes.
So for me, I'm going to the opposite side of the ball. I'm actually going to go defense, and my bold prediction is that they're going to have a top 5 defense. I think no matter how great we want Bo to be, if we want this team to be successful, you need a good offense, but you also need a good defense. So if we're going to start making pushes in the playoffs and start to build this championship caliber team that we want, you have to have a significant defense, to go along with this dynamic offense that we want to have. So my bold prediction for 2024 is that the Broncos will have a top 5 defense.
My goodness, what a turnaround that would be from 70 points last year. Then they did get a lot better as the season went on.
Yep.
Then to a top 5 defense. That would be huge. I love it. That'd be huge for Bo Nix too.
They got some pieces, man.
Yep.
I think Lavelle Bailey's forcing a turnover.
Oh,
That's what I decided on.
In the season?
Yeah.
Wow. That
You wanted a
is-
bold prediction.
Yeah,
That's the one
no,
I came up with.
That's back the roster Hank right there.
Well,
I
I've
love
been
it.
really thinking because I was like, at first I was thinking he's going to start a game, which I still kind of like, but then with Sternad and they brought in the new guy, I feel like forces a turnover, allows for some special teams
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
I think he makes a play.
I like that. I would expect nothing less from you. Going
Yes.
to a guy that's
back.
literally on the practice squad right
For
now.
now.
Yeah.
That's what makes it bold.
Right now. I think it's bold. I like it.
Yeah.
No,
It
I
just
think-
caught me off guard.
yeah, no, I agree.
I think it's a
he'll
good
make play.
prediction.
Yeah. And shout out
Yeah.
to LB, man. Fresno State plays Sac State this week.
Oh,
Got a
that's
little bit of
right.
money on the game. And so everybody out there, you know what I'm saying, get your good juju for Sac State so we win this game and I can take a young rookie's money.
You're so mean, Todd.
I have to do it.
Is it supposed to be an even game? Close
Yeah,
game?
just even.
What are the No, I mean, but what do like the lines say? What does Vegas
Oh, I
say?
don't
Is
even
it-
know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
We
have
did lose to
checked.
San Jose State last week.
I
We were
had
up-
money on Sac State.
We were up 21 points.
Yep.
And we
No.
lost.
Gave up the final
no.
21 points of the game.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad.
Wouldn't happen if you were on the field,
Not at
right?
all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But
Oh.
we got it. We got Sac State. I mean, we
That's-
got Fresno State.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah.
You better hope so. I'm gonna stick on the defensive side of the ball since both of you guys are there. I mentioned this one yesterday, but I really like it. Riley Moss is gonna lead this team in interceptions. I just think that they're going to throw so much at Riley Moss, and I think that Riley Moss is a good cornerback now. He's probably gonna be beat sometimes as well, but that's okay. You can be beat if you're getting interceptions on that other side because we know the other side's not going to be getting beat consistently in Pat Surtain. So it's going to be a little give and take with Riley, but he is going to take. And the Broncos need someone now to take the ball away. They moved on from the guy that leads the NFL in interceptions in Justin Simmons since 2016, which is insane. 31 picks is wild. And they decided to move on from him. So there's going to be balls to be picked off in the air. And I think Riley Moss is going to be the one catching all those balls, Todd.
Well, you said it, not me.
Do you guys have any more? Because I can keep going.
I think Jaquan's going to lead them in interceptions.
I think Pat.
Ooh.
I think he. I don't know if he's just elevated his game over the course of the offseason, but he had a really, really good, successful year last year, and I think he's gotten better.
I think
He's
so too.
stickier in coverage. He knows where he needs to be. He makes the plays downfield. I think he's going to find a way to be one of the better corners or nickel corners in the NFL. Like he's going to put his stamp on the game, kind of how Chris Harris did. You
Yeah.
know, that second year in the league. I think, or second year starting. I think he's going to do that.
And we
Where I-
haven't had a chance to talk about this game yet, but hopefully we'll get a chance soon. I think Jaquan and Devin Witherspoon being the two nickels in this game is going to be a lot of fun. Like that to me, that could be a pretty back and forth battle all day because to me those are two of the best young nickel corners in the NFL.
I love it. And where I would go with Jaquan for like a bold prediction is I wouldn't go interceptions personally. I'd go like one of the most disruptive players in the NFL because he was that last year. He
Yep.
was the first Broncos cornerback to have a sack in back-to-back games. He has tackles for loss. He forces fumbles.
Yep.
He gets picks. So I think maybe like through all the stats combined, because I think Vance is also going to use him more, not trust, but use him more to kind of be this not just great nickel, but a weapon on defense. And I think we saw that a little bit actually a lot in training camp. And I think that's really going to be implemented because he is a baller.
Yeah, he could do it all. He can blitz well. He covers well. He's just a jack of all trades, I
Yep.
guess you could say.
I'm curious too how much they're going to let the corners match up with the receivers, more specifically Pat follow a receiver. Because if you follow a guy into the slot, we're going to start seeing Jaquan on the boundary, which, we always talk about that in the offseason is like, well, can you just keep him in the on the field when you're in your base defense? Make him and Pat the two corners. But really, you could kind of ease him in if you're allowing Pat to go inside. But I think he's going to get a lot more opportunities this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. I love it. Henry, you got one?
I think Nate Adkins has more yards than Lucas Kroll.
Ooh,
Yep.
that's the spicy one.
And I was going to add, second half of the season, he has more yards than Adam Troutman. Not right out of the gate. But over the second half of the season, he's going to get more than...
But not Greg
all the-
Dulcich?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
that's fair. I like
Yeah.
that. That is toasty hot. It's too hot. I'm not touching it. I'm gonna stick with receiving yards, and I'm gonna say that Devon Vele has a better statistical year in every single category than Troy Franklin. Now, maybe that's not that spicy of a take right now because of what's happened in training camp. But we're talking about a 7th-round pick compared to a guy that they traded up for in the 4th round, and it was equivalent of a 3rd-round draft pick. That's kind of wild on the surface. Obviously, this take has got a little bit cooler as training camps got on, but Devon's going to have more catches, more yards, and more receiving touchdowns than Troy Franklin this year, and I think that's more of a testament to Devon than necessarily putting down Troy. I think Troy's still about a year out from now, but I think Devon is the truth.
Yeah, I mean, he's about 3 years younger, too. So.
It's very true.
You
have 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Five,
wild.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he got time.
That's like Todd DeHenry.
Yeah. How old are you?
27.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Almost.
Yeah, even a
Exactly.
further
Wow.
gap.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
you are 32 now, aren't you?
Yeah, I
Wow.
just turned
Oh, yeah, I
32,
forgot that we're 32.
Grown man.
I was still thinking 31.
I still
man.
think
Wow.
26 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking 31, so wow. Okay, similar gap there. How about that?
That's a big gap there. The
Exactly.
maturity is going to grow so much.
Henry
Yeah.
is such a different person in 5
I
years.
really doubt it. The last 5 years didn't do anything.
Okay, my next bold prediction has to do with the Broncos' record. Do you guys have any other ones before we dive into our record predictions for this season?
No, let's get into it, man. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Henry, anything?
Only negative ones.
If you want to
Go
fire
for
them
it.
off, you can, but you don't have to.
I think one of the backup safeties takes one of the starting safety jobs.
Ooh.
Well, you could just spin that as positive.
I mean, but everybody knows what you're saying. I think that just is the one position on the roster where, I love PJ. I really like what Brandon Jones has done, but you're just not super proven there still. And when that's the case at a position where things could get ugly pretty quickly if you're not playing well, I could see one of these other guys getting a start.
Who gets that jump up?
Devin Key would be the easy pick to me.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like
Whose
that a
job
lot.
is he taking?
One or the other.
Sean Payton has benched high-paid players, and he has benched high-paid or highly picked drafted guys and moved on from them when I think a lot of other coaches won't. So I do want to say that, but it would have to be PJ, right? Because you're giving Brandon Jones, you gave him a 3-year contract where the first 2 years are guaranteed, and he's getting $7 million. He was your highest paid free agent. You're not benching that in year 1, right?
If you're making us lose, I'm not saying
Yeah.
who's going to get benched, but if you are actively helping us lose games, I don't care how much money I'm paying you. I'm not going to pay you to help us lose. Like, you got to get off the field.
Yeah.
Shout out Chris Bryant. Time to cut him.
Yeah.
I'd honestly put Luke Wattenberg in a similar category too. If you want a bold prediction, seeing Forsyth play at some point. We should have just moved on. You said go for it.
I'm not bashing.
Are you buying that?
No, because
It was a true competition.
it was? Or wait, what?
Because it was a true competition and you saw.
I think so, yeah. And that one felt like a true competition, yet Alex Forsythe never got an opportunity because I
Yeah.
think there was just such a gap between those two that I think the Broncos kind of know there's that big gap. And look, this is Luke's 3rd year. This is Alex's 2nd year, so maybe that competition reopens next year. It was never a competition, not because it wasn't fair, but because Luke Wattenberg was just clearly better the entire offseason. And Alex Forsythe, the last time we saw him, it was pretty tough for him. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Wattenberg all year. What do you think?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the smart way to go. But if we're looking for hot takes, I think that one just is big red letters like
I like it.
Wattenberg could be benched.
You know where you don't want hot
Or
takes?
Powers, yeah. Huh.
You don't want hot takes when it comes to people dealing with your money. That's where you want stability. And that's what our friends over at Westera Credit Union bring. They were founded in 1934. If you add all of our ages up, I think you still don't get back to 1934. They have more experience than the three of us do combined. And they've got 9 Colorado locations, actually in the Denver metro area, and they're all about helping their members financially prosper. Education is their thing. They were started by a group of 8 school teachers, so helping others is in their DNA. And as a member, you see that come through in every interaction. It's all about the local community over at Westera Credit Union. They just launched the 90th anniversary CD that offers 9% annual percentage yield. That's right, 9%. Which is wild. And you can start earning high interest on balances as low as $500 and a max of $3,000. It's insured by the NCUA, and this will only be offered for a limited time. So head over to westeracu.com to learn more. Early withdrawal penalty applies. Fees could reduce earnings. Rates are accurate as of September 1st, 2024. New money and in-branch offer only. Limited time offer, subject to change without notice. Review membership account agreement. Disclosures and information guide for additional details. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA.
And check out UC Health. They are trying to help Colorado get back to its rightful place as the healthiest state in the nation. I did my part today. Went to the gym.
Nice.
Yeah,
I did my part then too.
Wow. Yeah, I did. They have this machine where you kind of sit like this, and then there's this thing where you can either push it forward or pull it back. So I did some forwards, did some backs.
Is that abs?
Yeah. My back actually hurts a little bit. I think I screwed up, but did that one and a little shoulder press too. It was a really quick one because I was not up super early.
Was the workout.
That was the whole workout.
Okay.
It was one of those days where I was just like, I need to do it. And I know this isn't going to be all that productive, but like I've got 20 minutes. And so I'm just going to go down there, give it a good 20 minutes. And now I get to talk about it.
20 minutes is impressive for some, Henry.
Yeah. Well, I think the context matters. Back in the day.
We're talking about working out,
yeah, we're
right?
talking about working out.
Wow. Where did you go
Oh, no, it
with
was
that?
play 60. You're supposed to play 60 minutes a day. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll go back later. Who's to say? Probably not. I'm going to be working up until the game starts.
And then there's
up until the
football
game starts.
later.
Yeah. I won't have any free time. Maybe I'll be too hyped after the game. But if you want to be like me, or maybe like somebody else who works out even more, UC Health wants to help you. They've got Motivator Prime. They've got Nutrition Prime. Just be healthier because we should be the healthiest state. Even just your little 20 minutes will help. And if you want to join UC Health's Ready, Set, Co challenge, click the link in show notes or go to uchealth.org/readysetco.
Yeah, the three of us combined were actually 90 years old. So the exact same age as Westera Credit Union. Crazy.
No, exactly. You're 32.
Yeah.
32 plus 32 is 64 plus 27.
Oh, plus 26. God, I thought you were 26. Yep. No, we're 91. We're actually 1 year older.
We are.
All right, there we go. And shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365. The Toyota chat has dropped in their predictions. And you hear, would you scroll up so we can see some of these predictions before we give ours? Hit us with a thumbs up when we're looking at the Toyota chat as well. We really appreciate the thumbs up. And make sure you're staying tuned to our show. We're now moving to the regular season schedule, which is a 10 a.m. start pretty much every single day. And then, of course, pregame show, postgame show, every single game as well. I'm seeing a lot, if you here can scroll up in the Toyota chat, I'm seeing a lot of 7 to 10 wins around here, including our friend Lastom says between 7 to 10 wins. I saw a lot of 9 and 8s as well. And I'm curious, I mean, Strez is saying 9 and 8 too. And I'm curious, James is going 10 and 7. I'm curious if we're around there. Whoa, Jason's going 12 and 5. Todd, do you want to be as bold as Jason?
I'm gonna let Jason have that one. I think they're gonna have a good year, and I think 10 and 7 is a great year. That was my prediction, is 10 and 7. Which I went through the schedule and looked like there's a very realistic possibility that we start the season 2 and 0. Like, I think we can beat the Seahawks. We have to beat the Steelers. Like,
You have to.
not even gonna question. Sean's gonna game plan his butt off for that one. Like,
You think he has the game plan? Maybe not done yet, but he's well along the way.
no, I think he's
No?
focused on the Seahawks.
Okay.
Is that one
But
where he helps Vance on the defensive side? Because Vance is experienced and knows what he's doing, but
yeah.
Sean knows Russ very well.
But I think we all do.
Yep.
I think we all can put
Yeah.
together a pretty good game plan.
Yeah.
Just make him hold the ball and and see what happens.
Just play him and you're fine.
Just play defense and
Show up.
but yeah, so 10-7 is my prediction.
Gosh, Todd, I'm right there with you. Outside of like, there's no way Sean loses to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt that exact same way about Sean losing to Nathaniel Hackett last year in the Jets. I was like, there's no way. One, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. And two, all the trash that Sean has talked about Nathaniel Hackett, literally calling him one of the worst coaches in NFL history. I was like, he's not going to lose. He's going to put a great game plan together. They're going to win the games at home, too, and then they go out and lose. So I want to feel that way, but Sean kind of lost a little bit of my trust with me feeling that way last year. Being at home, though, I do think Sean's going to have just something extra. I don't think he goes 0-2 in these games, in the Hackett game and the Russ game. He's got to win this one because they play Hackett again with Aaron Rodgers 2 weeks after that. So he can't go 0-3 in those games. So I'm going to agree with you. If we're making an early prediction, I say they do beat the Steelers. And the game this week, you know, it's the third largest spread.
Yep.
The Seahawks are the third largest favorite. I think that's way, way off. I think this is a 50-50 game. So I could see them starting the season 2-0. And then, Todd, I have the exact same record. I'm going 10-7 for this team. And that was my final bold prediction for this season, as the Broncos are nearly going to double their win projection that Vegas has given them. Vegas says 5.5 wins. I'm saying they almost double that. By midway through the season, everyone that bet on that over is going to feel so good about it because they're going to be sitting at 5 wins with half the season left. So, Todd, I'm right there with you. 10-7. They're going to break the demons of losing to the Raiders 8 straight games.
Yes.
That one's going to be broken.
For sure.
They're going to at least go 500 in the division. That's probably what they need to do to be at 10-7, go 3-3 in this division. Maybe it's even a sweep of the Raiders in order to do that. And then they are going to have their first winning season since 2016. They're going to make the playoffs for the first time since 2015. And it's wild that the last time the Broncos were in the playoffs, you guys, Todd, were hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. That streak needs to end. That can't be the last playoff game. As good as that was, that's got to stop. It can't be the last one. So I'm saying the Broncos really shocked the world. Not Broncos country, but the world with their season this year.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think 9-8. I think they're better than people expect.
A lot better.
Yeah. I mean, they're fine. It's tough playing the AFC. That's the one thing that kind of stinks because, honestly, I think they're pretty comparable with the Seahawks. When you just look at how those two teams are built with the defensive line, all that sort of stuff. But the Seahawks get to play in the NFC, which is a much easier path, and why I wouldn't be surprised if they wind up with more wins. But yeah, I think 9-8. I think they'll take a step forward from last year. I guess that's the big thing is I just don't see them getting too much worse from last year.
And that's also something like that Sean, I know a lot of the nation looks around and says, you moved on from 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. You're going to take a big step back going to now the 6th rookie drafted in this draft. But Sean says, this quarterback's better for me. And I went 8-9 with a guy that I could not stand, at least on the field, and how he functions as a quarterback. That's the opposite of what Sean Payton wants. I mean, we hear it's all about timing. It's all about getting the ball out quick. It's all about, being Sean on the field. That's what he wants in his quarterback. That's what Bo Nix is. You take the opposite of that, and you literally get Russell Wilson, a guy who makes plays after the play is over, and it's all about the second plays. Sean hates that. And now he likes when he has a quarterback that can do that like Bo, that can take off if needed, but he wants that to be kind of last resort, or you only do it if I call that. If it's an RPO, sure, you can run. If it's a design quarterback run, then yes, you can run. But please don't be running backwards and facing the wrong end zone on every third play like Russ was. So I think that this is, they're really going to surprise the country because this is Sean's team now. And I think we even saw that to the extent of yesterday where 5 new captains on this team. He has completely flipped this team from his first year with the team to his second year.
Yeah, and if we could be honest, like, we needed it. Like, the team was not in a good place. I mean, Not that the captains were the problem. I just know that we did need somebody to come in and right the ship. No disrespect to any of like the other head coaches, but we needed somebody who was coming in and put their foot down. I know a lot of media didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like things being ran like kind of like more of a tight ship in my way or the highway. But for a Broncos fan, an ex-player, like that's what you need to be successful. So I love to see it. And I think it is Sean's team, which it should be. They're paying him more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Him and Quinn are making the same money,
Yep,
I think.
yep.
So it should be his team.
Well, Todd, it wouldn't make sense to bring him in and then kind of limit his power.
Yeah.
Once you bring him in and you give him that 5-year, $100 million contract, you're paying him all that money, so you should give him all the power. So I agree with you. And media didn't necessarily agree with everything Sean did his first year because Sean admitted he was pissing on everyone last year. That's not fun to get pissed on, Todd. I have to imagine.
Hey,
Oh boy.
everybody has their thing. I would not know.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out OBJ for that one.
Wow.
But you were the one to say it.
No, I said none
Yahir.
of that.
Todd, Yahir,
Yeah.
you better have been on mic for that
was-
one. When you open
you
your
said
mouth,
it.
you better be on mic. Oh my goodness, I definitely thought that was you. Okay, before we get in, wow, Henry is shook. by this.
No, do your thing. Yeah.
He is so red, man. Okay, before we get into our other playoff teams that we think are going to be in the AFC and the NFC, I want to ask you guys speed round. Who's going to lead the team in receiving yards this year?
Court.
Cortland Sutton,
I agree. Court. Who's going to lead the team in rushing?
Javante.
Jim Mack.
Wow,
Oh.
Jaleel. I like it. I'm going to go Javante as well. And who's going to lead the team in sacks?
Nick Bonito.
Baron Browning.
Ooh. I'm going to go Zach Allen. I'm going to go big boy in the middle. Nick Bonito. I think of all of those three, if it's Nick Bonito, that's probably the best thing for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Because I think that means he breaks out.
Yeah. I think Baron Browning is the most talented, but Nick Bonito has these flashes. So if he can
Yep.
stay healthy and keep his mind focused on the game, he has this ability to get to the quarterback that like a lot of other guys don't have. Like his get off. It's a lot of times you look and like, was he offsides? He had to be offsides. Like he has that ability. So if he can turn it on, man, that's great for the Broncos.
And he's number 15 now,
Yep.
which I think is a great thing for him.
Yep. It's a shame he couldn't go back to college number 11.
Yeah. I mean, 15 solid.
Yeah, it is. Shout out Brandon Marshall, Tim Tebow. There's been some good 15s. And
Zaire
Broncos history
Davis,
there.
number 15.
Wow, no
Boom,
way.
Love it. It's a
Yeah.
great number then.
Solid
just the
number.
opposite of 51.
You know?
I like that. I
Wow.
like that. I also
He
like
couldn't
our
be
friends.
he couldn't play tight end and be 51. So
Have they started?
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, they started.
Are things going well?
They're okay. We
Okay.
go to Nebraska tomorrow.
For
So-
a
That's
wow.
ironic.
Yeah.
Are you staying
Yeah.
for CU Nebraska?
No. They're big. They're big time now. They travel all over.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
So they're in Utah. They go to Nebraska. Then they go to Texas.
That is big
Wow.
time.
Yeah.
Is it all road trips?
Yep.
Wow.
Hang with the big dogs now.
Man, that's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
we're sending our best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
And if they win, only you, Todd, can celebrate with the Coors Light. And if you're watching,
With the high schoolers,
that's
yeah.
why I said only you, Todd, can celebrate with the Coors Light.
Hey,
and our
parents
friends.
turn up at the high school game.
I believe it. I believe it.
Especially if you're traveling to Nebraska.
What?
And
Yeah.
especially if you're traveling to Nebraska for Cherry Creek football or for CU football, you're going to want some cold beverages. And our friends over at Coors Light got you covered because it's going to be a hot one. I know it's a little chilly today, but it's going to be hot. And if you need to chill from the weather, from work, or you just want to chill with friends, Coors Light is the beer to reach for because it's all about chilling. Their beer is brewed chilled. It's bottled chilled. It's served chilled, and the cans and bottles even tell you when it's chilled because the mountains turn blue when your beer is as cold as the Rockies. And if you want Coors Light delivered straight to your door, go to CoorsLight.com/DNVR, where Instacart is going to hook you up with Coors Light. Make the most out of the times you chill. Choose Coors Light and get it delivered by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
And if you're looking for some chicken fingers, head to Raising Cane's. They've got the best fingers. They've got their cane sauce. They've got, the bread, the Texas toast.
Yeah.
That's really good. The fries, they're like the crinkly ones that are like a little bit extra salty. I'm a big fan. No, you be quiet over there. You be quiet over there. He's always making
You
his
better
jokes.
turn your mic on when you talk in
Yeah.
here. That is just...
Oh, jeez. We love them. They helped out with all of our draft coverage. We got to meet a bunch of those guys. But Raising Cane's is the place to go for craveable, hand-battered chicken fingers, cooked to order, made just for you, and they serve them up fast. So for cooked to order, hand-battered chicken fingers, race into Raising Cane's, turbocharge your chicken fingers. Get them even faster by ordering online at raisingcanes.com or through their mobile app. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
All right, shout out to Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 if you're getting in on any of the action. Before we get to our playoff games, let's get to tonight's game, the season opener. You've got the Baltimore Ravens going into Kansas City. Ravens are 3-point dogs, but we're not picking against the spread here. We're going to pick every single AFC West game every single week, and we'll give you our Broncos, Raiders, and Chargers picks tomorrow. But because the game's tonight, I need you guys on record. What's going to happen? Who's going to win? And I want to give my prediction first, because my prediction is I'm going to fade you two.
Fade us?
Fade you two. Whichever you guys do, I'm doing the opposite.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So, Henry,
Jeez.
who's winning?
Ravens.
Ravens. Okay, easy.
Oh, yeah, very easy.
Very easy. Like, is it going to be a blowout?
I don't really know. I mean, anything can happen in the early season games. You don't really know. It just seems like the Chiefs always start the season slow, first of all. The Ravens are, quarterbacks aside, more talented, and they also have a great quarterback. The offensive line, they lost a couple guys, so that's concerning. They obviously lose the defensive coordinator. I honestly don't think that matters that much. We'll talk more about him tomorrow. But yeah, I just think the talent is going to win out in week one.
I love it. Todd, you
So
agree
the
with him?
Ravens lost a couple of guys on offense, defensive coordinator, one of their starting linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Then they lost a few pieces that they're going to need. I think the Chiefs are actually going to get a win. I think the Chiefs are just, they're talented still. Linebacker, D-line, outside, O-line, quarterback, running back.
That's basically everywhere.
That's everywhere.
What
So,
about the safeties?
one is good and one is newer. Yeah, I think they're going to win. I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I can recognize good ball. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, when we play the Chiefs, I want us to win. But do I think the Chiefs are a better football team than the Ravens? I would say yeah.
Man, but you mentioned what they lost, but Todd, they got the king. They got Derrick Henry. And I think if there's anyone that's going to force the Ravens to run the ball, it's Derrick Henry. Why are you smiling?
You're not changing Todd's mind by bringing up Derrick Henry.
Oh, it's very true. I mean, you stuffed Derrick Henry. But we've seen when he plays teams that aren't the Broncos, we've seen what he can do.
Yes.
And that was the biggest issue the Ravens had last year. They did not run the ball in the AFC Championship game. You have a 250-pound running back. You better hand him the damn ball.
How old is he now?
Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I can
Like
ask the internet.
31.
Yeah, he's Zeke was in the same class as Zeke, so
Only 30.
yeah, 30. But you guys, I thought you were both going to choose one of the same teams, so now I got to fade one of you, and I guess if I fade one of you, I'm going to fade Henry. So Todd,
Wow.
I'm going to agree with you.
All right.
I guess Chiefs at home is
Wow.
the answer for that one.
Sitting here with a bunch of Chiefs fans.
Okay, let's get into our playoff predictions. Guys, who is going to win the AFC South? Or do you just want to give me your teams, or do you want to go division by division?
Division.
Division by division? Okay.
Texans.
Okay, he wants them to be seeded.
4.
So
Top
Texans
yep.
are okay. So who wins the AFC South for you, Henry?
AFC South.
Jaguars, Texans, Colts.
You
Titans.
gotta go Texans.
I think the Texans are going to what seed?
3.
The 3? Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. I think the Texans are going to come back to earth this year. They're still going to be a good team, but the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Trevor Lawrence is going to show why they paid him, and I'm going the 4 seed here. I don't think they're going to be great, but he's the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah.
He better start living up to it at some point, and I think it'll be this year. I think C.J. Stroud is still good, but I think he comes back to earth a little bit this year. All right, NFC or AFC North. We got the Ravens, Steelers, Browns,
Bengals.
and Bengals.
I think the Ravens will win the division.
Yep. I'll go Ravens number 2.
Put Ravens number 1.
For me, let's go Ravens number 2.
Oh.
Yeah, so I agree. Ravens are winning this division. First time we all agree on a division winner there. AFC East here. You got the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bills, and the Patriots. Anyone want to go Patriots?
No. I'll go Bills with the number 1 seed.
Bills with the 1 seed.
In the AFC,
Yeah.
let me go Jets.
Oh.
Wow.
Jets with the 5th seed.
Jets with the 5th seed. Well, if they're a top 4 seed, if they
let me
win
go
the
3.
division.
3, sorry.
3?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go Dolphins with the 3 seed. Look at that. We all picked different teams.
Wow.
That is
He said number 1.
Bills number 1. Yep.
Bills number 1. Are we living like 4 years back, Henry?
No, we're living in
what they
every
lost?
one of them. Yeah, and I just don't. People, I think, kind of overrate that stuff. They're still a good team. They play in a bad division.
You know who their receivers are?
Khalil Shakir,
Yeah.
dog.
Okay, keep going.
Who else do they have?
the new
Because
guy.
Gabe Davis is gone.
What's his name?
The Florida State
The
guy.
most entertaining dude on
or
planet
no,
Earth.
it's
yeah.
the other SEC guy.
Yeah, see?
What is his
Real
name?
dog.
Xavier
huh?
Legette. There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah. Nope, that's Panthers.
yeah, Xavier
Other
Legette,
stuff.
yeah.
Damn. I'm not worried about that. The point
yeah,
is,
I can tell.
yeah, we'll look back on this in a few months and you'll
laugh.
see.
Okay, AFC West. I see what Henry's doing here.
Chiefs
Yep.
Yep, that's Chiefs easy.
at the 2.
And then, yep, that's 2 for Todd, 4 for Henry, and that top spot for me, unfortunately. Now let's go through the wild cards. Who are the wild card teams in the AFC, and where do they slot in?
I'm going to put the Dolphins at 5.
Okay, I like that.
You want me to just finish out the
Sure.
list? Dolphins at 5. Colts at 6.
Ooh.
Broncos at 7.
Let's go. I love it, Todd. Broncos in the playoffs. And I've already kind of spoiled mine because I said the Broncos will make the playoffs. I'm going Bengals. I think the Bengals are really going to push the
Oh, I
Ravens
forgot about the
for that
Bengals.
division there.
Dang.
You want to change it?
Yeah, Broncos out. You got to put the you got to put the Colts at 7. You got to put the Bengals at 6.
Bengals at 6, yeah. And I'm going to go Bengals at 5 for me because I think they are a really good team, and they're going to push the Ravens for that top spot in their division. I'm going Broncos at 6 right here. I think they are going to be the second wild card team. And then I have the AFC West getting 3 teams in. I unfortunately think the Chargers got an incredible boost at the head coaching spot. So I think Harbaugh's really going to help Herbert. But I think the Chargers get 3rd in the AFC West, and the Broncos get 2nd, so they get that spot right there. Henry, where are you going with your wild card teams?
Give me. Oh, the order's the tough part. Dolphins, Steelers, Bengals.
Dolphins, Steelers, Bengals. All right, so you
I
guys,
kind of want to include the Browns instead of the Dolphins, but I just couldn't.
you
You
guys
said
get the
the
entire
Russell
AFC
Wilson-led Steelers are in the playoffs, huh?
Oh,
I mean,
my
the Mason
goodness.
Rudolph-led Steelers were.
Hey,
It's
No, it is not.
I redeemed myself more than I hurt myself with this because I have the Chiefs as the 1 seed, but I have the Broncos in the playoffs.
There you go.
guys don't have the Chiefs as the 1 seed, but you don't have the Broncos in the playoffs. All right, I love it. There we go with our AFC predictions. We got a couple of minutes to round out the NFC. Who's winning the NFC West, Todd?
wait, let me pull it up.
We've got 49ers, Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Rams.
49ers.
49ers, yep.
Yeah, 49ers.
They're going to be the 1 seed again.
I'll take the 49ers as the 1 seed. 2 seed.
I'll take the 49ers as they've kind of have an easy division, so I'm gonna go 1 seed. Okay, NFC East, Eagles, Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys as the 1 seed.
Wow, all right.
Give me the Cowboys as the 3 seed.
Give me the Eagles as the 3 seed. All right, NFC North.
Let me have the Lions as the 2 seed.
I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going Lions as a 2 seed.
I'll take the Packers. And they'll be the 3 seed. They have to be.
Packers as a 3. And then to round out our division winners, we've got the NFC South. The most... Wow.
Henry, you had the Lions where?
Packers 3 seed.
And I had the Lions as a 2 seed. All right, NFC South, the most garbage division in the NFL?
We'll see.
We'll see. That's not an answer, Henry.
I'll take the. I'm so excited for when we get to just talk about the games instead of guessing what's going to happen. The Falcons. Give me the Falcons as the 4 seed.
Same. I'll take the Falcons as the 4 seed.
And same for me as well. I mean, they're going to win their division in like week 10 with a
Really?
10-7 record. Because the rest of it, maybe the Panthers can make a surprise there, actually. That's what I'm going to be pulling for. Bryce
Okay.
Young, baby. All right, give me your wild cards, Todd. 1 to 3.
All right. Give me the Eagles as the 5 seed. Give me the Packers as the 6 seed. And give me the Rams as the 7 seed.
I like that. Henry?
Lions, Bucks, Seahawks.
You're all in on Baker. You're a big fan of those Bucks.
I don't think I am all in on Baker.
Oh, I thought you were.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Well, you kind of are if you haven't making the playoffs.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going Cowboys. I don't have them winning their division, but I do have... Do you have the Cowboys in there for me? I have the Eagles instead of the Cowboys as the division winner. And then I've got the Cowboys as my top wild card team. Then I'm going Jaden Daniels and the
Wow.
Commanders as a playoff team this year. I love Jaden. I think he is going to be excellent this year along with Bo Nix. And give me the Rams. The Rams are just so unbelievably coached. It's very impressive. I mean, I thought I gave them no chance last year, and then they made the playoffs last year. So I think they're an incredibly well-coached team, and I think that is going to get them that final wild card spot. We've got some similarities. We've got some differences. Love the way the graphic turned out, you hear. We're going to put these on social media over on Twitter X if you want to tell us who's more right, who's more wrong, what you agree with, what you disagree with. And speaking of the people, let's jump into some super chats because we've got, a lot actually. First one coming in from Dr. Poetic, who says, hey guys, love the show. Just one question. I'm going to week 1 game and was wondering what the odds are for getting a jersey signed. I'm sitting near the tunnel in the front row. Thanks for the info. Todd, you're probably the expert on this one.
Yeah, I think definitely if you get there early where guys are warming up, you'll definitely get your jersey signed. I think
Couple
that's
of
the
hours
best
before?
time. Yeah, because guys are on the field maybe like an hour and a half before the game starts, 2 hours before the game starts. So, yeah, get there like 3 hours before the game starts.
Boom.
And you'll get your jersey signed.
Love it. Next one coming in from Andrew Morrow. We're going to have to run through these. We had our 17th annual fantasy draft at Stadium Swim this weekend. Thanks for the recommendation. It was epic. That is awesome.
Yes, that's a great
Andrew,
place.
that is a place to have a draft. TB007 says, are there any NFL stadium noise compared to the SEC?
I've never been to an SEC game.
Yeah, it's
Hasn't
a lot
either.
of people I don't know either. But the loudest stadiums in football are what? The Chiefs,
Denver?
the Seahawks, Denver, and what'd you say, the Saints?
I don't know. You would know better than I
I would
would.
say those.
Going with, all right, so you would know. And then Jordan rounded us out with 3, says week 12. Denver media will tell us all week it is going to be an extremely hard to slow down Myles Garrett, impossible to shut him down. Then, just like every time we play the Browns since they got Myles Garrett, we will shut him down. I love it, Jordan. He's coming in with some hot takes. He's saying Sunday, Broncos win 35-17. Bo Nix has 3 passing touchdowns, 1 to Devon Bailey, 2 to Javonte Williams. Estime and McLaughlin each run 1 60-yard run for Jaleel. Benito has 3 sacks. Jonah Ellis 2 sacks. Jaquan McMillan 2 forced fumbles. Riley Moss an interception. Pat Surtain an interception. And he goes on and says
Put that in
week
Bet
18
365.
Broncos and Chiefs will be playing for first in the division. Loser will be second in the division and the 5th seed in the playoffs. Jordan, what a way to end these bold predictions and these Broncos season predictions. It's been a blast. We're diving all in on the Seahawks game tomorrow, giving our final predictions. And on the way out, enjoy football tonight. Go Ravens.
We all silly like the mayor.